off of your order, up to $50 off. You could use this for a wonderful new television. You deserve the best viewing experience at home. Now it is time to upgrade. Sleek, Edgeless QX series from Westinghouse, the ultimate entertainment experience, and Roku TV, which means 350 plus live TV channels, all for free. So if you've been looking to cut that cable bill, this might be part of that way to do it. And look at the beauty of this screen. You are going to see crystal clear. It's going to be an easier on the eyes experience. And the price today ranges from $289.98 for your 43-inch. Then if you want to go to the 50-inch, you'd be looking at $369.98, and even the 55-inch is under $400 with all the latest and greatest technology, $399.98. Now, if you use Deal 15, you will get $50 off these price points. You'll get $43.49 off of the 43-inch, and then $50 off the 50-inch and the 55-inch. That would bring your prices down, so that if you wanted to use Deal 15 on that 50-inch, you would be able to pay just $30 more than the QVC price of the 43-inch. So it's a fantastic time to save some money. And if you want to open up a QVC Q card, you get an additional $40 off. So that would knock off the price $90 down below for truly the best when it comes to televisions. This has never before been seen. You are getting the very first look. Brett Hamilton is here to tell us all about this. Brett, tell me first, what size is this one?
That's a 50.
This is the 50, so that's sort of the mid-size from what we're offering. Oh my gosh, it's large.
But I have to share something real quick. So I don't normally pay attention to the money and the price. My job is just to go on TV and explain this stuff. So while you were saying hello and all that, I'm looking down at these prices and I'm thinking, I remember what I paid for my very first flat screen TV in 2001. It was plasma, and I'm not even going to tell you because it's embarrassing what I paid for it. That didn't, I mean, it was 3 times this. It didn't have any of the features. It wasn't a smart TV. It didn't have the quality, and it didn't come from a company that's been around for over 100 years. I mean, when it comes to electronics, that's something to wrap your head around, because you're like, well, there weren't TVs 100 years ago. Yeah, but Westinghouse was creating before all of this came along, and then they were there on the ground floor as well. So the first thing that strikes me about this is, and again, this is the 50, not just the picture, but as you just said, there's no bezel on this.
I've never seen that.
That's tough to do, because there's got to be some sort of frame, and it is almost edge to edge. I mean, maybe that's a 1/4 of an inch.
Probably less than that.
Yeah,
yes.
I don't even think it is. But as you look at this television, you go, okay, well, if it's only for, I don't know, what I guess depends on what it is, $400 for the biggest one.
Yeah.
It must just be a TV. Don't I have to go get the apps? Don't I have to go get the da-da-da? No, the answer is no, because it's a Roku TV. And a Roku TV, if you've seen me on the air with just the standalone piece, is the answer to getting rid of your cable. And I know a lot of you hesitate to dive into this world because you're not sure if you know how you're going to do it.
Dive in just for a...
Sure.
We are last call in the 43-inch.
Oh.
So we didn't have many to start with.
There you go.
But the 43-inch is last call, so we're going to keep listening to Brett.
Yeah.
The 50-inch, 100 to go around. 55, 110 to go around.
Rockin'.
So that 43-inch, if you are ready, call right now, 800-500-7590. If you want to use the Deal 15, that would bring your 43-inch to $246.48. So if you are thinking about that 43, go ahead and do it now. Brett's going to take us through that. He was saying this is way more than just a television because there's Roku built inside.
Yeah, so let's take a step backwards. What is Roku? It's just a really fancy name for a streaming, built-in brain inside your television. When you think about computers and we think about phones, like we can pull up video on our phone, we can pull up video on a computer. Well, they've put a brain inside the television that allows you to connect to the internet and do all of your searching with your voice, so that you don't need to know how to navigate this very simple remote. I can show you up close in a second, but there's hardly anything on here, but there is a microphone button. And the microphone button sits right there in the center.
Great.
And when you tap onto that little mic, you can find whatever it is you're looking for. So let's go home. Here we are on the QVC channel, but holidays are here clearly, and we want to watch some Christmas movies. So I hold it down and say, show me Christmas movies. And the brain inside will go looking for whatever Christmas movies you have access to.
Brett, did you have to download anything to have this pop up? It's just already there.
It's built in.
Oh my goodness, look, we can watch It's a Wonderful Life. I love that movie.
There's Home Alone, and there's Mickey and Jack Frost, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. Grinch.
Oh, I love that.
And the really cool part about this is, now clearly, some of these are going to be on Netflix or Hulu or whatever it might be, but there's a lot of free content in there as well. And I always like to show you that before we even get too far, because the Roku channel, along with apps like Popcorn, and there's a few others down here, including all the live TV, are nothing but free. There's more than 500,000 different choices.
Wow.
Within the Roku. Movies, TV shows, places to go, informational videos and stuff like that. And the great part about it is all it requires is for you to connect to the internet. And when you do, here's an example of what their guide looks like.
Wow.
Every single channel that I'm showing you here, Rachel, comes with it. And the other nice part is that Roku is constantly adding more news channels and more informational channels and more entertainment channels.
Brett, can I ask, do I have to pay a subscription per month?
No, there's no fee to use this television or the Roku. Now, if you want to subscribe to Disney Plus or Netflix or Hulu, but for those of you that have been, that have had accounts and you watch on little devices like a tablet or a phone, now it's time, because you should sign in with the exact same account that you may already have, and be able to get access to everything that's inside here.
Wow, is that amazing?
Yeah.
So now is the time to upgrade. Whether this is a family gift, I used to love that when I was a kid. My dad would usually get one family gift, and it was something a bit larger and a price tag. This could be a wonderful family gift for your kids, your grandkids, your entire family, because we really do make so many memories sitting around the TV. If it's time to upgrade, if you've been looking to cut your cable subscription, if you don't have crystal clear clarity of your TV, if you don't have great sound quality, now is the time to upgrade. Free shipping and handling. You can try it out through the end of January and return it, no questions asked if it's not for you. Easy to use. And Brett, it's today that wonderful free ship sale price, so you really can't find it anywhere else with this pricing. And we're looking at your Westinghouse, which, as you said, is a trusted name.
Yeah, since 1886, which is just incredible to me. How many companies have been around for that long and have that name recognition, right? Like, there's a lot of electronic brands you hear and you go, I have no idea who they are. What else do they make? What else do they do? Okay. This quantum dot technology, we could spend hours talking about all the tech and the nerd stuff, and nobody wants to hear that. It comes down to being a brighter picture in any environment. And then the colors obviously looking a lot more realistic than you're used to. It's almost like you're looking out a window instead of looking at a football or a baseball game on TV. That edgeless frame, so that you're not really looking at a frame, you're looking at nothing but picture. The brighter brights, the darker darks. We take that for granted, but black is very difficult to replicate, and this television does an incredible job of just doing that. And then, of course, the Roku world that lives inside there that I just showed you, the remote that's included, and they are the #1 streaming service, and they were the very first #1 streaming service in America, and they're constantly growing. And when I say constantly growing, I mean that the interface that you see here, when you first turn this on, we'll just have a handful of apps, but it'll walk you through and show you that all you have to do is go down to search, and inside search, you can either use the keyboard or you can just ask for an app.
Because, Brett, my TV at home, I have to use that keyboard.
Yeah, it takes forever.
5 minutes to try to type in one thing, because you have to go down, go to each of the letters.
Especially if you miss a letter or you put the wrong letter, then how do I delete?
I wish I had that microphone in my remote, and I don't. And my TV is not this beautiful design with all of these wonderful technologies and the specs here. And it doesn't have all of this included already.
Well, and the nice part about it is you constantly get new content, but you can mix and match and customize that home screen to make it look with whatever you want on it. It could be fully loaded with nothing but free stuff if the kids get a hold of it, or you can put the premium channels on there or something in between. But this is the Roku channel, and everything that you see on here comes to you for free.
Wow.
Roku pays for all these movies, pays for all this original programming, pays for these holiday specials. This might be one of my it is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Really?
Val Kilmer was so good in that movie. But yeah, and then of course for the holidays, being able to get the content, because when you and I were growing up, maybe not you, but me, Charlie Brown only ran one time.
Yeah, yep.
I remember it being on CBS, and I knew that it was that one night. And if you missed it, there was no VCRs, there was no recording it, there was no playing it back later on. Charlie Brown's Christmas and Grinch and It's a Wonderful Life, it's all here. It's just a question of finding it, using your voice remote, and then seeing whether or not it's one of the free movies or whether it's something you want to rent. But hey, listen, being able to have access to that content on the fly means that you don't have to plan to go get the movie. Remember, we used to go to, what was it, Blockbuster or whatever it might be. Hey, be kind, rewind. You know,
yes, exactly. Yep, we used to do that all the time. I want you to think also about your cable bill. If you've been thinking, some people's cable bill is the price of what this TV is. Monthly,
that's a great point.
Upwards of $200, $300 sometimes now to get these cable bills.
Yep.
So if you've been thinking, you know, I really only watch a couple channels. I want to watch my local news. I want to watch some Christmas movies here and there. You could cut that cable bill, pick up this television, and it will actually save you money in the long run if you're able to get rid of that cable bill.
And if you do keep cable, and I can't speak for all the cable companies, but I know for Xfinity, because I have it right here, you don't even need a cable box for this television.
Great.
If you have cable, you sign in with your Xfinity account or Spectrum or wherever your cable provider is, and I can't show it on air, but it would mimic the guide that would show up on another television that has a cable box included. For those of you wondering about local channels, there is a way to beat the system there. I recommend YouTube TV as one of the best ones. It is a premium service, but it's a lot less than cable. The free way, the free option to get free TV and local TV is an over-the-air antenna. And it's basically a modern-day digital version of rabbit ears. And you can ask your operator about it. One for All makes one. There's another company called Tableau.
Okay.
It will work side by side with the Roku world. You do a little scan one time, it finds ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and you just have to jump between one HDMI input and the other HDMI input. And I don't want to get you scared with tech or anything like that. It's much easier than it sounds. But even if you don't do any of that, over 500,000 different things to watch inside the Roku world.
And could some of our local channels be included here?
They could be in that guide, but typically because when you say local, Philadelphia versus Wilmington, Delaware versus Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So
But the channels as far as like ABC, NBC, kind of the national news will be on there.
Yeah, you start finding all that stuff inside here. But yeah, check out the different services, because if you combine what you would pay for YouTube TV, Hulu, and one other, you're still a fraction of what it would cost every month for cable. And it's out of control. Cable
is just out of control, and they know because they have to hold on to their customers, and they have to get the money. Let me give you a little update. Our 43-inch option, we have one now remaining, so please call right away. That's the best way to place your order here on QVC2, 800-500-7590. In the 50-inch, that if you use deal 15 today, will save you $50, $319.98. Fewer than 100, that's the 50-inch we have right here on the set. The 55-inch, if you use deal 15, it will be under $350. We have about 90 to go around there. So please give us a call. This is a wonderful television. A first look, 800-500-7590. And if you use that QVC Q card, you'll get an additional $40 off. That brings everything, every size, to under $309.98.